Agu didn't even have to use that, and they won it out. Luckily, Yums didn't have to flicker too, so that's a positive. Let's take a look at the emblems here. Nothing too crazy, honestly, all throughout. It's still the weapon mastery for the Freya that we've seen in Swiss stage as well. But yeah, it really is just the standard emblems for everybody. I guess for Stormy, usually we would see some Farsas go for pull yourself together when they're on Flickered Farsa, but he wants a bit more mobility with the Wilderness Blessing.
I do agree that SRG needs to be aggressive here, but they do still need it. They need Stormy to hit level 4.
Yeah.
They need that Feathered Airstrike to outrange Rosa. They need Yums to hit level 4. And then I think that's their time to shine, but TNZ, as always, pushing in on the mid. Feathered Airstrike does come down. Stormy finally locks in with the level 4, but uses it right before Turtle.
Yeah, that's a big win. Aurora Gaming are really trying to bait out the Phantom Steed away, but it's not going to happen right now. TNZ fully stacked up.
For an angle, Electrifying Beats comes out. Yums able to get the knockup, doesn't have the Way of the Dragon just yet. Rosa trying to lock onto Cram. Turtle still in the hands of SRG right now as TNZ's forced to go back to base.
Yums surviving there. Could sidestep away from skill 1 to Lunar Turtle for Selangor Red Giants. Again, through the prio that they have in the bottom lane, XP, they were able to just go in, push forward. Despite Sigiboom being able to rotate, TNZ had lost too much HP, and that's why, for me, the Joy pick is the only thing that I was like, no. The Terizla was amazing. I thought they were just going to double down into the early game again, but with this Joy now, Electrifying Beats
does land on a Cram, but still, Aurora Gaming, I mean, I think it's the right play, but they're taking this game much slower than what we've seen the past 3.
That's why I was concerned. Oh my god, the damage!
Rosa deleted, Pagu with an AOG, but does not connect and does not help. It's too late. Aurora Gaming on the back foot this time.
Again, to go back to the point, that's why I didn't really like the Joy showing up there, because you already have a Kimmy in the mid lane, right? You're not super strong up until mid game. You do have a pretty strong level 1 to 2. That's when you can actually, get all stacks early and then start gunning the Lethal Wanderer down. But after that, this is what happens. You're very vulnerable. And again, Way the Dragon with the Feathered Airstrike, it just cancels you out. And with the Leomord as well there, they can really start snowballing. Selangor Red Giants technically can Aurora Gaming from the past. That's what we've seen.
Can they Aurora Gaming, the Aurora Gaming team? At this point, though, TNZ hasn't gone down yet, which is a good thing. Aurora Gaming only at about 1,000 gold lead deficit, 800 to 900 actually. This is the goal, right? Wait for second item spike. Wait for TNZ to come online. And SRG needs to, I think, stop that from happening. They need to, if I'm SRG, I think you push harder here. You really dig in.
That's why you got Aurora Gaming right now. You got to go enter the jungle, take things away from TNZ, starve them out, but they're not doing the best at that yet. Like, TNZ is still getting room, and mainly it's because of Pagu constantly just helping them out. Again, Aurora Gaming are kind of used to this. They actually, Lunar is trying his best to stop the cut, but that's not going to happen. Esmeralda's just way stronger there.
That does give an advantage coming up on this Turtle. We're going to see Cram most likely rotate right up. Wait a second, up at the top side. A lot of damage. Does land on a Sigiboom. Sigiboom just able to escape. But another Feathered Airstrike goes down from Stormy. Lord up. Look at Pagu and the rest of the team trying to make their way in.
No Flicker and no Valkyrie Descent.
Ooh, nice kick to the face. TNZ unable to get into the Turtle pit. SRG doing such a great job at zoning Aurora Gaming out of these fights.
Nothing Aurora Gaming can do right now to deal with this pressure. Again, if we take a look at the blueprint, hold on, Skies, again, taking away the green camp from Aurora Gaming. Now, Yums, kind of the bad spot. They don't have to go in, and they won't. But back again to game 1 and game number 3. How have Aurora Gaming been able to actually outpace Selangor Red Giants when it comes to the early game? Winning mid prio, getting the winning mid matchup. Right now, it ain't it, right? Like, you have a pretty good mid matchup, but it's not something that can make you rotate. It enable you to rotate around the map. You're just kind of there farming up instead of clearing, rotating. That's what Stormy's doing.
Stormy might not be able to get away from this one. Stormy finds the kill. That's going to be a tower as well. SRG are starting to push in, dig deep, and Aurora Gaming.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. More to come.
Penalty zone does come down. Lunar not going to be able to escape once again. Barbiel gets the kill. Sekai secures it. And now, TNZ just trying to get his own purple. Luckily, he does that. But it's still a big loss for Aurora.
Uh-oh. Now goes on an Innocent, but he already used that Electrifying Beats. First item, Genius Wand, is the choice here for TNZ. And that's quite late if we're thinking about things right now. He's very far behind compared to Skies. Look at Skies already with the Fury Hammer and the War Axe, man. Building towards the next item. Honestly, from everybody here, you can definitely see the big lead over from Cram as well, just constantly cutting the wave and forcing Lunar to rotate to lose out his own wave to turrets.
Hume's also doing such a better job this time on the Cho than what we saw last time. Even if he's not getting a big pick off, he's using that kick to zone them away right before objectives. He's not as aggressive on it, but he's technical with it. A lot of damage on a Stormy there. Wagu looking for the re-engage, looking for the taunt. They do jump on to Humes. Enough, but look at the chasing clouds. They're yoinked up. The response comes back. Siggy Boom trying to get out of the way. Feathered Airstrike does come down. Aurora Gaming doesn't lose anyone just yet.
Yeah, really good sustained by Aurora Gaming. Great maneuvers as well to escape. Now they're going to go in onto Cram, who's up top, but this is just a distraction, and I don't think they can beat him.
Oh my god, look at the damage. Cram under the tower! AOG to come in. If Cram gets away from this, he truly is immortal.
That's why he's immortal, folks. He's still human. But damn, that was impressive, man. Damn, Cram! Skies now with a Phantom Seed as well. He's using it to get control over purple buff. And again, even though he's mortal, he died there, he ain't immortal, they get the purple buff. They get a tier 1 mid lane turret as well. So it's super worth it. There was no bounty on him. Valkyrie Descent now over on Stormy.
So much value for Cram there. Stormy gonna be able to get away. We're waiting on a Lord. 3 turtles going to the hands of SRG. Almost a 4,000 gold lead. 3 towers down. Aurora Gaming are still waiting on that power spike.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to hit, honestly, right? With the Kimmy and the Joy, I guess the Holy Crystal, but the thing is, when you're already on picks like this that need specific timers and you're behind, that means it gets delayed even more, because once you get the Holy Shield, Selangor Red Giants would already have enough of defenses to deal with it. So then you're going to have to wait for the next power spike, which is Divine Glaive, and at that point, you're just waiting for late game. You're just waiting all the way, and you can't really Aurora Gaming it anymore. Again, for you guys who just tuned in, Aurora Gaming, the way they've won was through prio and winning early game hard to snowball. That's not it right now. For Aurora Gaming, their position, the way Selangor Red Giants have been positioned in the last 3 games, they're the ones fighting from behind.
Phantom Stone does come in, but once again, the Clouds are able to catch Aurora Gaming up. AOG to respond. Rose is not quite there yet, but here comes Siggy Boom. Aurora Gaming might want to try to fight this. Siggy Boom continues with the onslaught, gets knocked back. And Aurora Gaming back off, but they are able to defend the tier 2.
So at least they have good clear. They have ways to deal with Selangor Red Giants if they overstep. Again, taking a look at the items, I really love Stormy's itemization. It's TNZ!
TNZ with the electrifying beats, but the damage just isn't there at all. Sekai's doesn't even have magic defense items right now. He went for a brute force breastplate, and still, the damage isn't there.
You don't care. You don't care at all, man. He just got the tough boot. That is enough to deal with just a Genius Wand. Yes, at this point still, just a Genius Wand. He's building towards Holy Crystal. He's getting closer, but with all the orange buffs being taken and him zoned away from even mini waves here, it's going to be tough. Yums. Aw, dude. The constant fades from Yums on the Cho.
But he's being more patient this time with it, right? He's being more careful this time with it. Aurora Gaming on the defense, and this is what SRG did with the Turtles. They zone away Aurora Gaming, and Sekai's just personally takes the neutral objective himself. He doesn't need the rest of his team there. Aurora Gaming has no way in.
They have too much zoning power right now, and honestly, there's not really enough damage still for Aurora Gaming to deal with Cram. That's him solo lording. Sky's picking it up. TNZ trying to make a cross-map play here. Trying his best to just get some camps away, at least be able to breathe in this harsh climate that Selangor Red Giants have created for Aurora Gaming. And at this point, it really comes down to defending. Do they have as good clear as Selangor Red Giants in the previous games? I don't think so. But they do have wave clear, just with the Kimmy. They have good zoning, too, with the Gatan and the Terizla. Oh no, TNZ.
TNZ in a bad spot, electrifying beats. Decides not to go for it. Aurora Gaming just, I mean, they can't commit at this point. I think they want to, but they know there's just no way. You try to go in with all of these fighters, they have no range. You get kicked in the face by Yums, or you get a falling Star Moon, or something stops you in your tracks.
It's on for Pagu. It's only on to Yums. Waves coming down, crashing into the mid lane. That's the Holy Shield down. Bottom lane as well. Aurora, they need to defend up top. That's the far lane.
There is no holy defense to stop the Lord. He will get the crash cleanly. In the backside though, TNZ does use the electrifying beats. They're trying to lock on. Nice way of the Dragon Feathered Airstrike. Takes him off of the map. Base still on the defense. As Pagu and the rest of the team move back, they give him over the inhibitor. The Lord at about 20% of Aurora Gaming should be able to defend this if they don't make any huge mistakes, but more minions still coming.
Now in the mid lane they go. It's Stormy who's going in, trying to dish out a little bit more damage, a little more Cubes. Pops into Jiku, no Innocent!
Oh, big play by Innocent, the knockback with the AOG to try to save the day, but it connects to nobody. Garbiel is out, Phantom Steed to cause some more damage. Feathered Airstrike comes down.
Two base turrets down, Krem! With a flicker in, a cannon minion on the base.
And a minion on the base, they will still be able to defend. All 5 members back on the field. Siggy Boom looking for a target.
Oh!
No Valkyrie's descent just yet, but out it comes, a nice knock-up, and Innocent finally falls.
Wait, Skies, I don't know about this. Walks in way too aggressive.
Aurora Gaming trying to respond. That guy's in a bad spot, stuck against the wall. Can they get the finishing blow? He pushes back, and he takes out Rosa. Lunar finally takes him down, but down comes the Feathered Airstrike.
Now it's Cram trying to go and peel for the team, but Stormy's gonna be taken down. It's an all-in.
TNZ on the defense, Cram there as always. Star move lands on. TNZ just able to get away. Does he re-engage? Purple buff still there. TNZ is able to secure it, but Cram is relentless.
A long fight. And it goes in favor of Aurora Gaming in numbers, but Selangor Red Giants got everything they needed. 3 base turrets with Lord 1 is more than anything else, dude. They could have even been wiped out. They would still have proper timers to respawn back and to have the value. So right now for Selangor Red Giants, it's all about, okay, we got the base turrets, now how do we utilize the advantage? Let's not brawl against Aurora Gaming like that around Lord, right? Let's just wait for the wave to push up top. We already have a big item gap here. You can see a 2,600 gold lead for Cram, 1,400 for Skies. Cram?
Ooh, Cram caught up. Valkyrie's descent. Cram might not be able to get away from this one. If he does, once again, he's a problem. Yumes does come in.
No.
AOG comes out just to keep Yumes away. Aurora Gaming find a pick off before the Lord, but look at the boss side.
Exactly. Look at the Lord. They're already doing it. They're trying to blitz it right now, and it's actually already done. There's no way for Aurora Gaming to respond to it. Cram for Lord is the trade, but Selangor Red Giants, oh, wait, it spawns instantly. Can they wait for Cram or no?
I don't think they can.
I don't think so.
Gaming. I think at this point you just let that
Clear. They shouldn't be clearing.
Shouldn't be clearing. They should.
There you go.
Just let it
Yeah, okay. They still get it. Innocent's looking for the flank.
Side. Looking for an angle. Stormy there as well. TNZ and Yumes in the boss side. Conceal play coming out. Yumes going for the big kick, but he kicks him away. Phantom Steed does not connect. Penalty zone there as well. As Rosa tries to defend along with his team. Innocent in a bad spot. Electrifying beats hasn't popped just yet. Lord finally does fall down. TNZ to the backside. Finally does use it. Aurora Gaming looking for the smack back. Looking for the fight back.
Oh, the fighting armor is a bit short. Rosa's still able to escape. Yumes is going to go in with the Jiku. No, oh my goodness, Rosa with the flicker out.
Ram flickers in, looking for another target. That guy's an Innocent also, just waiting for the possible mess up. But Aurora Gaming aren't having it.
There we go. Good resources burnt out already. They burnt out the flicker from Rosa. That's big. But the thing is, the Lord will spawn in 110 seconds, so it's aligned with Rosa's cooldown on the flicker. So next, Lord, because if we're speaking realistic here, Aurora shouldn't walk out of their base until the Lord spawns, so they should be safe still. It really comes down to Selangor Red Giants getting that one combo down. Aurora Gaming, as we get into the late game, they're going to have those frontliners that can actually sustain through a full-on initiation. And remember, for SRG, with the Leomord, with Sora, with Farsa, this is a very one-cycle team fight that they're looking for. They're looking to burst their opponents out with a cycle of skills, and if they don't, Aurora Gaming might be able to retaliate.
Gold has been neutralized a bit as well. It's down to about 2.8k. Big falling star moon though on to 2 members, but it's just Lunar and Paragu. Innocent also testing the waters here. Yumes as well, constantly looking for the flank. But Rosa and TNZ have not showed face, and he knows those are the targets I need.
That's a smart move for Aurora Gaming. There's no reason for them to put themselves into vulnerable positions before the neutral objective spawns in the game. Pagu was waiting in the bush. Knows where Yumes is. That means TNZ can actually still go for more dashes. Now it comes down to how Aurora Gaming deal with the wave up top. Can they clear it or not? Because at the end of the day, Selangor Red Giants don't even need to do anything. We hit a dragon.
Dragon, long way. Penalty zone misses. Well, Feathered Airstrike comes down, and TNZ is taken off the map. Siggy Boom goes to the back line trying to deal with Stormy, but on the top side the battle pursues as Rose is taken out and members of Aurora Gaming are falling.
Lunar gonna be caught low, Crown with a double!
And with a double, can he make it a triple? Lunar still stands strong. Siggy moving to the backside as well. It's just two members against the world, but Sekai's like, forget this. I'm moving on to the base. Lunar trying to defend, but it's not enough. The score is neutralized. SRG make it 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first match in Tennis Indoor Senayan will go all the way.